And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the last episode of the semester of Nerd Alert. I'm your host, Michael McKenzie. Today we'll be talking about movie trailers, summer movies coming out, which ones we're excited to see, and interviewing each other. We'll get into that in the final segment of the show, but we're starting it off talking about movie trailers just in general, what makes a good trailer, what are some of our favorite trailers, and what makes potentially a bad trailer. So I'm going to introduce my panel now. Tyler Aaron to my left. On the far left, it's Andrew Price. Your first time here on WCTV, so welcome up to the desk, Andrew.
Absolutely, I'm excited to be here.
All right, so we're going to start off with you. What do you think makes a good movie trailer, just in general?
That's tough. I mean, there's a lot of aspects for a good trailer. For me personally, it's got to be, revealing what the movie's about, who's in the movie, obviously, but then not revealing so much as to spoil the plot of the movie. I've seen a lot of trailers in my day because my dad was the type of guy to show up when we'd go to a movie as a family. He'd show up hours before, make sure we get the best seat. So I always saw all those movie trailers, and I mean, there were some times where I'd see the trailer, I'd be like, Dad, I want to go see that movie, and then I'd go see the movie, and I already knew what was going to happen. So definitely not spoiling the movie is like really part of a good trailer.
All right, Tyler?
So for me, I'm a big teaser trailer guy. I love it where maybe a few months before the movie comes out, they put out like maybe a 15, 20 second teaser trailer where they announce when the trailer is coming out. And then I like it when the trailer gets released like about a month and a half before. So I'm getting double the amount of excitement because I'm getting excited for when the trailer comes out and I'm getting excited for when the movie comes out. It makes me want that movie to come out more quickly so I can go see it on opening night.
My thing with teaser trailers, though, is I think they only work if it's a movie that was like announced in a press release or something beforehand, and you know the actors and the actresses in the movie, or it's a sequel or a part of a series. I think that's the only time teaser trailers can really work, if you know either who's acting in the movie or if it's a sequel or a part of a series. I think a good trailer, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and I don't think that gives you enough time to entirely spoil the plot of the movie, but it does give you enough time to introduce us to at least who are the main characters going to be, who are the main actors or actresses in the movie that we know, and kind of give us the general plot, give us what's going to happen in the first 30 minutes of the movie, because I feel like the first 30 minutes of the movie are almost build up to what's going to happen in the climax of the movie, almost the big part of the movie. I think that makes a good trailer. A minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe, introduce us to the main components of a movie. Do you guys have any? Do you guys have any specific favorite trailers for a specific movie that you can at least recall?
Yeah, I do. So
first, yeah.
For me, it's Spider-Man No Way Home because I remember the exact moment it came out. It came out exactly a month before the movie came out. I believe it was like November 17th. I just know it was exactly a month before, but I was on my couch at my house. The trailer dropped. I watched it. Next day I went to school. I had like 2 study halls that day. The entire both periods of my study halls, I was just had that on loop. Just watching it. It was just so good. I'm a big Spider-Man guy, and it just got me so excited for the movie. And the fact the trailer dropped exactly a month before, I knew I didn't have to wait too long for that movie to come out. So I like it when the trailers come out like in that 4 to 6 week window before the movie's set to come out in theaters.
Andrew, you got any favorite trailers you can recall?
Well, the one that I can recall is recent. Tyler mentioned teaser trailers. We had the Joker 2, had the teaser where we saw the Joker. It looked like he was in Arkham and he was just there laughing. We got that teaser. And a little bit later, we got the actual trailer. Really nice. Saw new cast members, new characters, and I'm really excited for that movie when it comes out. It's a sequel I've been looking forward to.
I agree. I was actually going to bring up the Joker 2 teaser. I liked that one. I thought that was just kind of like a good one-shot of him laughing. Like that, I thought was almost a prime example of what makes a good teaser.
Exactly.
Because it's a sequel to a movie. It's just a one-shot, and it just kind of gets you excited for the movie because you know the first one was really good. I'm going to be honest. I can't remember a specific trailer that kind of stands out, but I remember I did like the Avengers Endgame trailer strictly because you know what happened at the end of Infinity War. You're puzzled for not just that entire night walking out of the theater, but almost the entire process from the end of that to the trailer coming out for Endgame. So I think that was a highly anticipated trailer, and I really think Marvel delivered with that one. So if there's anyone that I'm going to say specifically stands out, I'm going to go with Avengers Endgame on that one. Is there any trailer that you guys have seen, and the answer could be no to this, but have you guys ever seen a trailer for a movie you had no idea it was being released, or you just kind of saw it in a theater or just scrolling on social media or something like that, that made you interested enough to actually go watch the movie or put it on a streaming service potentially?
Tenet.
Okay.
I saw the trailer for that. I still haven't actually watched the movie, but I was so intrigued when I saw that trailer. I saw the trailer. I never heard anything about the movie before, didn't know it was announced at all. But I saw the trailer in theaters. I forget what movie. It might have been one of the Spider-Verse movies when I saw that trailer. But I saw it and I was like, what the heck is that? And it got my curiosity, it piqued my interest, and I still want to see the movie, but I haven't yet. I just haven't had time to go and watch that.
I can't think of a prime example of this just because I love staying in the movie loop of things that are rumored to come out. So it's not really a surprise to me when a trailer or a teaser trailer drops. So off the top of my head, I really can't think of a prime example where I'm just scrolling on social media and I see it, because usually I've heard rumblings about it and I can kind of see it coming. It just doesn't come as a surprise or a shock to me.
I will say, I don't think it was technically a movie trailer, but I saw somebody put like one of those edits together on TikTok for Shutter Island. The one scene they put before, it was just like, cutting to different scenes on beat. It was the one where Leonardo DiCaprio comes out and his wife just drowned his kids. So that piqued my interest. It wasn't the official trailer, but it was something kind of hyping up the movie. So I went and watched Shutter Island, and I wasn't disappointed. That was a great movie. So wasn't, again, not an official trailer, but maybe an example of that in a sense. Just scrolling on TikTok, you find that and it piques your interest. But that's going to do it for the first segment here on Nerd Alert. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to this mini segment of Nerd Alert. Today, I'm breaking down another festival this week. I'm talking about Head in the Clouds, New York City. Head in the Clouds, New York City will take place May 11th and May 8th at Forest Hill Stadium in Queens, New York. It is also the stadium that it is the 100-year-old home of the US Open. Now, if you don't know, Head in the Clouds is a music festival put on by 88 Rising. 88 Rising was founded almost 8 years ago in NYC. Originally, the festival has been housed in LA, but in 2023 moved over to New York City. So this is the second year in a row where the festival will be held in New York City. 88 Rising is a, quote, hybrid management record label, video production and marketing company that's famous for housing different Asian American artists. Artists that you'll feature like Jackson Wang, Rich Brian, Lauren, Warren Hugh, Nicki, BB, artists like that. And it also collabs with other artists like CL, DPR Live, DPR and was even featured on the Shang-Chi soundtrack for Marvel. This is one of the biggest AAPI heritage celebrations nationwide and will take place during Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. It has famous artists, music, food, just different things to kind of celebrate the culture in the middle of New York City. So it's pretty cool. Saturday, it'll feature headliners like G-Idol, Illenium, B2B, Dabin, and other artists like Bombing Tiger, Juliet Ivy, and Wave to Earth. Sunday will feature headliner Joji and BB with her NYC debut, and others such as iDress, Spence Lee, Warren Hugh. As you can tell, a lot of pretty big names in this industry, a lot of the hip-hop, pop type of rain. Looks like a lot of fun. So many lights, colors, that's great. And a lot of good food. Some of the food that they will have this year include Rockstar Chicken, Five Spice, Silk, and Tomakasi. And don't worry about it, Spencer. It's not like Coachella. Ticket prices are way less than they were last week. Single tickets for general admission go from $125 to $150. Two-day tickets go from $225 to $245. Single-day VIPs go from $219 to $225. Two-day VIPs go from $389 to $399. And the 1999 Club, which is the super VIP, goes from $299, and a 2-day goes to $599. So kind of like Coachella, but not that bad at the end. Definitely not that bad. Definitely a lot of fun. I feel like there's just a different vibe being in New York City and not having to be out in the desert. And they have a lot of really great things going on. You can see there, it's just a lot of fun. It's in like a little park. And they have a lot of really cool artists, some that you don't even know. Like you may not even know that you know them. So it's pretty cool. And I hope one day I'll be able to go. Maybe next year's Nerd Alert will feature, I'll talk about when I went to Head in the Clouds. But that's all I have for you today. I'm gonna send it back to the desk.
And welcome back into the final episode of Nerd Alert for the 2024 spring semester. Still Michael McKenzie, still Tyler Aaron, still Andrew Price. We are talking summer movies. A lot of releases coming out this summer. Which ones we're excited to go to theaters and see, whether they're new or potentially movies coming back into theaters this summer. We'll get into that. We're going to start with Tyler here. What are you most looking forward to going and seeing at a theater this summer?
Well, I'm a big animated movie guy, and there's a lot of great titles coming out this summer, especially with Inside Out 2 releasing in June, and then Despicable Me 4 now in July. Now that was a trailer I did not expect to see coming, even though I said from last segment, that's a lie. Despicable Me 4, I did not see it coming. But I'm excited for those two movies, especially just because they're movies that I saw when I was a kid, and I've just always been a big fan of, and the fact that they're making another one, I'm excited, especially since I don't feel like there's been a really good quality of movies that's been released, at least ones that aren't to my liking at all. And then you have Beetlejuice 2 coming out in September, Deadpool 3 with Wolverine. So there's a lot of good movie titles coming out. I'm just excited. I mean, I'm probably going to spend the majority of my summer watching movies just to get caught up on some things and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited for what's coming out this summer.
Andrew, you looking forward to seeing anything new at the theaters this summer?
Yeah, absolutely. Beetlejuice. It's technically not Beetlejuice 2, it's Beetlejuice. So it is the second in the franchise or trilogy, hopefully. Hopefully we'll see a third. But it is Beetlejuice. I found that out today. And I'm excited. The last movie came out 1988, I believe. Someone can fact check me on that. But Michael Keaton is reprising his role. And, I was watching that trailer, and it was really funny to me when he just pops out and says, "The juice is loose." I don't know why, but that was really funny to me. I was watching that. So I'm excited for that movie. I watched the first one when I was a kid, and it was just on in my house. I think my dad had it on like HBO Max or something like that. And I was watching it, and I was terrified. So I don't know why, but I'm excited to experience that again, hopefully. Also, coming back into theaters, I can't go talking movies without mentioning Star Wars. Yeah. The Phantom Menace is coming back into theaters this summer, or May, technically spring. But I'm excited to go see that in theaters, something I've been waiting to experience because, I wasn't born when it first came out. So seeing a Star Wars movie in theaters that's not the sequels, which we won't talk about, I'm excited to go and see that.
I agree. I'm looking forward. I'm going to try to get myself next weekend in May, get into a theater to see a Star Wars movie. What I'm looking forward to, though, is The Fall Guy with Emily Blunt and Ryan Reynolds. Seems like it's going to be a movie about them as stunt people, just, their everyday experiences, getting the things that happen to them, as stunt people in movies. Just, I think a lot of movies with, actually, it's not Ryan Reynolds, it's Ryan Gosling, excuse me, but any movie with Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling, it's fun movies to watch. I have a lot of fun watching movies. I think Blunt and Gosling can work really well together in a movie as the lead actor and the lead actress in the movie. I'm really excited to see that one. I will say, is there anything that you think is getting hype this summer or getting attention that you're not looking forward to seeing, or maybe don't think should be getting as much attention heading into the summer movie season?
I don't think so. I think a lot of what's coming out is stuff that deserves the hype. Deadpool Wolverine, big one. Beetlejuice, like I mentioned. It's been a long time coming for that. I think it all deserves the hype that it's getting.
Jay, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that, especially since most of these movies coming out are sequels. Joker, Inside Out, just movies like that. there's not really a big like original idea come out. It seems to be all sequels, but that's what the fans like. That's what we all love as fans, going back, recalling those original movies, seeing these sequels come out, especially whether the last movie came out 5, 10, 30 years ago. It doesn't matter. So I definitely think every movie is getting the hype it deserves.
All right, now, is there anything that you know that's coming out, maybe September or maybe in the winter or maybe even in 2025 that you would like to see have been moved up to be able to watch this summer? I know for me, that would probably be the Batman 2 that got moved back. I think it got moved back from fall 24 to fall of 25. Is there anything you guys would like to see? I probably won't get pushed up this late into the year. We're this close to summer. But anything that you'd like to see potentially get pushed up to watch over the summer?
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, Spider-Verse.
I was really disappointed. We were promised that this summer, and just like the last one, it got pushed back. I don't know how many years it's going to be now, but I was really looking forward to seeing that, and now I'm a little disappointed.
So for me, it has to be Captain America: A Brave New World or New World Order. I'm pretty sure it's what it was set to release, I believe, in the spring of next year. So I'm very excited with that. Captain America is by far my favorite Marvel superhero. So that definitely, and going over to Disney Pixar side of it, just because I'm a huge Disney guy, Moana 2 sounds crazy, but when that teaser dropped after Disney had that event back in the spring, I was excited. I loved the first one. I think that was the last movie Disney really nailed everything down perfectly right. And it's been some time since Disney has released a movie that had that big of an impact that was original. But I'm very excited for Moana 2.
All right, and then one thing I'll say, it's interesting. You brought up the Captain America movie. It's coming out spring of next year. That Deadpool Wolverine movie coming out this summer, it's the only movie in theaters that Marvel is scheduled to release this year. That's definitely interesting. We usually see a great number of Marvel movies released, not only just in the summer, but in the year in general. Just one this year, Deadpool Wolverine. We're talking about that when we come back. Me and Tyler Aaron dive in as they just dropped the trailer for Deadpool Wolverine. It's coming out July 26th. So stay tuned here on Nerd Alert. Welcome back into Nerd Alert. Last segment, we talked about our favorite summer blockbusters potentially coming up. One of them, Deadpool Wolverine, July 25th, coming out in theaters. We're going to go in depth with that here. I am joined on the desk now by just Tyler Aaron, TA. It's great to have you to talk about Deadpool Wolverine movie coming out this summer.
I'm very excited for this movie. First one made by Marvel here, as the previous two was made by 20th Century Studios. So I'm very excited with this, bringing Wolverine back in his iconic comic book look with the yellow and the blue. I'm just really excited for this.
I'm excited for the movie too. It's the first R-rated Marvel movie as well, so there's some things about the movie that we will not talk about. We're not going to go fully in depth on the trailer here, but after just watching it, I think it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic of combining Wolverine, a former X-Men, with Deadpool, a new character, moving into the MCU, the Marvel Universe, with this being a Marvel movie.
Yeah, especially with X-Men just now getting introduced into the MCU and MCU making this movie as well. It is great to see that X-Men is coming into Marvel. We know Fantastic Four will be coming in here shortly as well. But Marvel kind of took a little bit of a little dip in the pool with the rated R stuff when Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness came out. Yeah. And this one's strictly R-rated as well. So I'm very excited what they're going to do with this movie, how they're going to do it. And it seems that most of this movie, based on the trailer itself, is based on the comics, which I am very excited, very happy about.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the dynamic of an R-rated movie, specifically with what they're going to bring in the box office, what they're going to do with ratings in the movie, in theaters at least. Obviously the audience is an R-rated audience, but does that take a hit to, their regular numbers or the amount of money they'll bring in at the box office? I think maybe a dip down, because you do have a large pool of your fans and viewers, audience, that group. There's a group that's, younger. They're not going to be able to watch this movie. Their parents aren't going to let them watch this movie, and probably rightfully so, considering it is an R-rated movie. I'm interested to see that dynamic of it, though, with the box office. revenue and what they're able to bring in from this movie and how many people are actually going to go out and watch it this summer.
Yeah, and that's exactly true as well. But I also think that Marvel has taken their time developing this movie, making sure they get this movie right. Because, you know, as a few years ago, Marvel was putting something out new, like it felt like monthly, and, you know, the content was dry. We just weren't getting the quality of the films, but rather the quantity of it. But Marvel's realized, okay, it's not doing well. Let's take a step back. Let's make sure we get this right. And they already have done a great job. I mean, I'm pretty sure this movie's been in development for, I think, 2 years now.
I want to say you're right on track with that.
I'd say about 2 years. The trailer looks amazing. It has nods into the MCU with characters like Ant-Man, a whole bunch of different villains in it as well. It's just, there's so much stuff that's in the background of these scenes that we see in the trailer. A lot of Easter eggs, kind of like how Disney likes to do it.
Yeah.
And it's literally going to be a Marvel fan's dream movie.
And I'm going to say, before we kind of wrap this up, this is the only scheduled Marvel movie to come out, not just this summer, but the entire year. So what you're saying, taking a step back on the number of movies they're producing, trying to focus potentially on the quality of this movie. Interesting that, considering they're taking a step back, the only movie that they're scheduled to put out this year is their first ever R-rated movie. I definitely think that that's an interesting decision. We'll see if that pans out for Marvel, but you know, it's the only Marvel movie coming out this year. So of the audience that's going to be permitted to watch this one rating-wise, they're definitely going to come out to watch this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been a Marvel fan almost my entire life. I'm really excited for this, even with it being R-rated. I'm not really a big R-rated kind of guy, but I'm definitely must-see on my top list here for this summer. I'm very excited for this movie.
All right, that's going to do it for this segment, breaking down the Deadpool Wolverine movie coming out. July 25th is when it is in theaters. When we come back, our final segment here on Nerd Alert. And welcome back into the final segment here on Nerd Alert. And you may notice we've got some boards now. We are doing the Wired Autocomplete interview. If you don't know what the Wired Autocomplete interview is, it's a interview where different celebrities will sit down. They'll answer questions based off of what would happen when you put their name into a Google search, such as who is whatever their name is, how does name, things like that. And we didn't Google this. We had questions submitted by different comm majors here on the 4th floor and around campus. And last night, our two producers, Joey Chirillo and Deanna Hernandez, were working on putting this board together for us. So we're going to start at the end of the table. It's Andrew Price's first show here on WCTV. Yep. So we're going to put you on the spot. You got to go first. Let everybody know a little more about Andrew Price.
Okay, well, let's get started. Who is Andrew Price? Great-great-great-grandfather. You know what? I don't know his name, but I do actually know an answer to this question. He worked for the Santa Fe Railroad. That's interesting. I found that out a little bit ago. So I believe that's, yeah. I don't have a name, but I do have a bit of an answer for that. Next up, who is Andrew Price? First celebrity crush.
Ooh.
This is gonna be so stereotypical of me, but it is true. Megan Fox in the first Transformers.
Okay.
I think a lot of people will say that, but a lot of people will understand where I'm coming from. What does Andrew Price do other than watch Skylines in Doug Wilson's class? Whoever asked this question, I definitely don't watch City Skylines during Doug Wilson's class. I would never do that.
I'm getting word that question was submitted by Will Yoakum.
Will Yoakum. Well, Will, other than watching City Skylines in Doug's class, which I don't actually do, I play soccer. I'm on the soccer team here. I also am a photographer. Shout out Connor Hoy as well, another photographer here. Love that man.
Behind camera
he's on camera right now. But yeah, soccer, photography, and building cars. I love working on cars. I have my car. A lot of people around campus have probably seen my Focus. I drive a Ford Focus that has a couple mods done to it, not too much though, and it is slow. So yeah, that's what I do. What does Andrew Price think about life? When I'm fishing, life is great. I love fishing. That's another thing I do. Answer the last question as well. When I'm fishing, life is great. When I'm here on this panel for the first time, life is also great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just love living, you know, having a good time, going day to day. I love doing that. I love life, honestly. I want to know who asked that question, because whoever asked that, there's your answer. I love life. How does Andrew Price get into photography?
Ooh.
So I got into photography by going to car meets. So like I said, I'm a car guy. I go to a lot of meets back home where we just get a lot of people coming out to like a mall parking lot or something like that. And I started taking pictures with my phone. And I was like, I could get into this. I could do this, you know. I see a lot of on Instagram car photography and whatnot. So I was like, I asked my parents for a camera, and they were kind enough to gift me with a pretty nice camera. And so yeah, now I'm here. I take photos. I'm going out every weekend, just finding somewhere something I like looks interesting, and I'm taking a picture there. So that's how I got into photography. How does Andrew Price become a soccer legend? I'm not a legend yet.
Keyword yet.
Keyword yet. First I got to start for the soccer team. But then from there, the goal is to start and just get a shutout, no goals let in, whole season, and get us into the PAC finals and hopefully nationals after that. That's how I become a soccer legend, at least at Waynesburg. And who knows, maybe a professional coach sees that and I go to the big leagues. That's how I'm going to become a soccer legend, absolutely.
We're going to have to archive that video
Yeah.
in case it happens.
Yeah.
We will save it.
Why does Andrew Price wear fake AirPods? That's a great question. These are not fake. They are 100% real AirPod Pro Gen 2. I bought them with my first paycheck last summer because my old AirPods broke and then one went missing down a sink drain in Martin on the 4th floor. So I had to buy my own AirPods. They were not cheap, but I will not reveal how much I paid for them. They are real though. Why Andrew Price rev his car engine too much?
Back to the car.
Back to the Ford Focus.
I like how it sounds. That's the only reason. I like how it sounds. Some people may say that it sounds like a wet fart. Some people don't like it. Some people think it's obnoxious. I don't care. I like the way it sounds. So when I'm trying to have a good time, you will hear my car on campus. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, Tyler Aaron,
All
you're
right.
up next. Let's learn a little bit more about you.
All right. Let's do this. All right. So who is Tyler Aaron? Calm father. Calm father. I mean, on our Calm family tree, my dad is the general manager. And my mom will be the general manager of WCTV next year. So that's an interesting, I don't even know what to say about that. Calm father. All right, well, we'll just move right on to the next one. So who is Tyler Aaron? Favorite comm department student?
Ooh.
Answer this question very carefully, Tyler. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking
This
about the people
will
in the back.
affect the way I think about you for the rest of our time here.
Dude, that's
This will
tough.
also affect your relationship with people in the back.
I really just want to say the entire freshman class.
Oh,
Honestly.
boo. Now that's too boring.
I feel excluded.
Dude,
All right,
I don't-
Shirilla just told me that's too boring, so you got to give us
it's
an
too
answer.
boring. I don't know. I have a lot of besties here. I literally don't have a favorite.
Yeah, you have to pick one or we're not moving on.
We're
The
not-
segment will drag out. You have to pick one.
Joey Chirillo. That's my
Okay,
answer.
yeah.
That is my answer. I heard him on headset in the back. Yeah, Joey Chirillo. If I have to pick one,
He's
but
telling me that was a good answer.
I hate picking favorites. All right, what does Tyler Aaron do on a Friday night? In the fall, it's watch football. Work
Good
a high
answer.
school football
Good
game.
answer.
Usually the Penguins always play on Friday nights. There's a lot of sporting events that happens on a Friday night, but oh no.
Oh, by
man.
the way,
Hi,
if we can get a
bestie.
camera, Deanna Hernandez just came in here. I'm assuming that she is not very happy with Tyler Aaron saying Joey Chirillo was Tyler Aaron's favorite concert.
Listen, you didn't get me Dunkin' the one time, and you left me to go to Dairy Queen.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't let
Really?
me go with
that
you.
was
So
Courtney's fault, first of all.
No, I blame it on you.
Bizarski? He's getting thrown under the bus?
No, I blame it on you.
This is getting spicy. I'm liking this. This is.
I'll remember this. You hear me? I remember this, okay?
You left me twice,
I did
so.
not leave you.
Yeah, you did. That's why Joey Chiarello is my favorite. He wouldn't leave me in the dust.
Let's get back into this.
All right.
Drama on Nerd Alert.
Drama
ladies and
on
gentlemen.
Nerd
Last
Alert.
episode of the semester. All right, Tyler Aaron. We know what you do on a Friday night.
Yeah,
we know
watch
that Deanna
sports.
Hernandez is not very happy right now.
Usually.
So let's move on.
Yeah. We'll just move on, but do on a Friday night, watch sports, I guess. Usually we got a Woosen production, usually on Saturday, so I'll go to bed early. But if not, I'm sleeping until like 2 p.m. Like, just because I enjoy my sleep. Okay, what does Tyler Aaron want to be if he was an animal?
For future reference, take it off like this, because it's a little quicker.
It's a lot easier.
Oh my God,
What
what
to
to be
be
if he was an animal? What?
So what animal would you want to be?
A penguin, honestly.
Penguin.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
I mean, Pittsburgh Penguins, you can't go anything wrong. Maybe a second, I'd love to be one of those tiny jellyfishes just because apparently they live for forever, apparently. I don't know. But
If you want to live forever, I hear turtles live a long time.
yeah,
turtles-
they live into like
Turtles and
120s.
alligators live very long.
They do.
Yeah, so
Basically dinosaurs.
I know, but I heard like there's just one species of jellyfish that literally lives forever. Like I was like, gee, that's cool. Be immortal.
But would you want to
That's
live
kinda
without a
cool.
brain?
That is true. I do like my brain. But yeah, honestly, I would probably go with the penguin, although I don't like the cold, so I don't know. All right. How does Tyler Aaron end up so tall? So there's 2 reasons behind to be tall. I'm 6'7", first off, but if you want to be tall, you have to have genetics on your side, 1. And 2, you have to eat your vegetables. You just have to. I ate my vegetables as a kid, and that's the point I have. Okay. You want to be tall?
I know
eat
someone
your
in the back room
vegetables.
who didn't eat their vegetables then.
Yeah, there's definitely.
I think
people
that might be a second shot thrown here.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So
Go
you
ahead.
don't eat your vegetables. That's why you're short. I mean, that's all I gotta say. All right. How does Tyler Aaron like his steak? Well done. Just plain and simple. Maybe a little bit of some pink, but no, not again.
Round 2.
Come on.
I don't know if she'll open
No,
the door
come
this
on
time
in.
though.
Come
Round
on.
2. She
Did you
opens
eat
the
your
door.
vegetables as a
Just
kid?
say my name. I actually did eat my vegetables. They had to, when I was little, they had to take the plate of salad to the side because I would eat my salad instead of eating my food. So, joke's on you. Your advice is fake.
How tall are you? Joey Chiarello told me to ask that question.
Listen.
I was told to ask that question.
No.
I was told to ask the
I will
question.
not answer that question.
Listen, you're from New Jersey. That's probably why. That's all I
I'm getting reports that the answer is 5'1".
5'1". I don't believe that you ate your vegetables as a kid.
Eat your vegetables.
believe it.
Eat your
At all.
vegetables. That's all you got to do.
Okay.
All right, this is about Tyler Aaron.
Yep. All right, next one. Why does Tyler Aaron? It's about steaks again. Not send his. Oh no, it's not. Not
geez.
send his.
We need the
Snapstreaks at a
backstory to that
reasonable
one.
time.
We need the backstory.
Okay, so here at the comm department, we have something called the TA streak line. We usually do it every Tuesday night after a Woosen meeting. I will leave the meeting early and I'll go into our Yellow Jacket office where the group, where Woosen will decide whether or not, they'll set a line. They will set a line and then they go over or under. But I send my streaks late every night just because I send it before I go to bed every time. Just because if I happen to just forget about streaks, I don't want to lose my streaks. But I know it's just a thing I've done for years is right before I go to bed, I'll send my streaks out just so I don't forget it. Because I know like in the afternoon, I'm always busy doing something. If I send it in the morning or the afternoon, sometimes like I just don't want to lose my snap streaks.
And this
No,
guy
that's
is
really it.
always awake at like 12:30.
I am. I have a
And
terrible
that's not like
sleep
12:30 like around noon. That's 12:30 around midnight. He's up late.
schedule.
Hard
But I
worker.
do like to sleep in though.
Hard worker, this guy Tyler Aaron
I'm-
is.
I am a night owl, and I like my sleep. I love sleeping in. All right, last one. Why Tyler Aaron? Oh my God, what
Make
does
so
that
many
say?
graphics.
Make so many graphics. So I actually didn't used to always make graphics. I probably started really making graphics when I started my first job with a collegiate level baseball team, the Butler Blue Sox. It's really when I started making graphics. I was never really good at Photoshop in high school until I got here. And, you know, Ethan Spazarski, our other graphics maker here for Woosten and WCTV, you know, I've learned a lot from him as well. And, you know, I just like improving what I do. And I'm always on Photoshop every day making graphics, stuff like that. There's a lot of sticky notes right there. So
We'll have more.
I know we'll have more when McKenzie's up, but definitely graphics has just been a part of my life. It's something I really have a passion for. And so, I mean, I love graphic design. That's just the bottom line. Maybe future digital design minor, maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see, but definitely
Heard it here
graphics
first.
is a big part of my life. It really has been.
All right, we've gone through Andrew Price's, we've gone through Tyler Aaron's. Time to go through mine, I guess. So, all right. Who is Michael McKenzie related to?
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm not quite sure what this is meant to say, to be honest. I forget who it was. Last night, I was up in the Yellow Jacket. I forget whose name it was, but somebody asked me if I was related to somebody with the last name McKenzie. I forget what the relation to that was, but I mean, the answer was no. So I'm wondering if this question is related to that, but otherwise, I'm not quite sure what that question is meant for. So I'm very confused. We'll just move on. A lot of sticky notes. This is going to be a long one.
Goodness.
All right. Who is Michael McKenzie? A man of many talents, or the main man, as Seth Evans likes to say? I think this is just a general statement. It said, who is Michael McKenzie? A man of many talents, or the main man, as Seth Evans likes to say? That's
I'd
just
say
a
he's
statement.
both. He's both
Yeah.
the man of many
You
talents
are-
and the main man.
You are Seth
That's what Seth
favorite.
Evans is. That's what Seth Evans is. If Seth is the one that put this, then I would like to reciprocate the statement because he is the main man. He is our fearless leader, the Yellow Jacket executive editor. So I'm pretty sure that this is just a statement.
Shout out Seth Evans.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout
Trilla
out
just
Seth
told me.
Evans.
Trilla just told me to react to that one, so I'm pretty sure that that's just a general statement. All right, moving on. What does Michael McKenzie love most about himself? I don't know. I'll probably say the fact that I am a competent golfer.
Okay.
Because a lot of my friends back from high school, they were not great golfers. I'm not going to call anybody out by name, but they are not great golfers. That we would have four of us. I would go against the three of them in a 3v1 scramble, and I think my record's like 4-1 against them. I mean, there are three persons scrambling against me by myself, and I win the majority of the time. I don't know. Just being a competent golfer, I'm going to go ahead and go with that one with the third question. All right, fourth. What does Michael McKenzie sing when he's in the shower? I actually don't listen to any music in the shower at all. Don't sing, don't listen to any music. It's just me and my thoughts. I know that that's weird. I think I'm the only one in my family that does that. I'm probably the only one up in the third floor up there that does that. But I don't listen to any music, nothing while I'm in the shower. It's just me and my thoughts. So
That's
I don't
crazy.
sing. Don't sing anything.
That's crazy.
Hey, I'm
I
the
could
same
never
way.
do that.
I know,
I
a lot of
have
people,
to have
when I tell
music.
people that, a lot of people are like, that's psychotic. I could never.
Hey, I'm the same way. I don't listen to music in the shower either. It's just me and my thoughts. I'm the same exact way
And
as you.
I'm not hating on anybody that listens to music in the shower. I understand. That's just me personally. I just don't.
You're both insane. You're both insane.
That's the reaction I get when I tell people that.
Uh-huh.
All right. How does Michael McKenzie star in Deadpool 3? I don't know. How do I?
You can be Ryan Reynolds'
How-
stunt double.
You think I do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you could definitely pass as Ryan Reynolds.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody has ever compared me to Ryan Reynolds.
Uh-huh. I think you could pass as a stunt double.
I'd be a stunt
Just a
double.
little
I'd be
bit
a
of
stunt
makeup.
double for Ryan Reynolds. I
Uh-huh.
love that man.
A little bit of some makeup on.
We went through makeup in, what was it, Fundamentals of Television this semester.
Uh-huh.
I'll pass on makeup for the rest of my life. How does Michael McKenzie get cornucopia on the bus? 'Cause I'm just like that, because I do that. No, seriously. I have no idea how I got that. I remember they'd give you those coloring pages in like second or third grade, right before, like the day before Thanksgiving break. And you do, you'd have the one that was a cornucopia. It's that big basket with a bunch of different fruits and foods in it, and that was the cornucopia. And I just saw the A at the end of the hangman thing. I don't know if Joey or anyone wants to put up the clip. I saw the A at the end of it. I said to myself, there's no words that are Thanksgiving related that end with an A. And then it popped in my head. So that's how I got cornucopia. All right. Why Michael McKenzie love Ohio State so much? Because they're the greatest college football team in Division I. I love Ohio State. Ohio State is the greatest. I don't care what they're saying. I wish I had them on right now, but I own a pair of Ohio State Crocs. They're just overall the best. I grew up loving Ohio State because I live 45 minutes from Pittsburgh, but still technically in the state of Ohio. And my dad was an Ohio State fan. So it kind of passed it on to me, and I'm thankful he did because Ohio State's the best. They're number one.
I disagree.
Number one.
You guys support
That's it.
Waynesburg instead.
All right,
of
why
Ohio
Michael
State.
McKenzie played basketball? I don't know. I just signed up to play basketball when I was a kid, played youth leagues at elementary school. I just kind of stuck with it all the way through high school. Not too deep of a story there. If I'm being honest, out of the 3 sports, actually I didn't play football. But out of the 2 sports that I played, baseball and basketball, that I ended up playing all the way through high school, I'd probably say I like baseball a little bit better than basketball. But, I not to say I didn't love basketball. I love playing it, still play it, Woo Hoops. If you guys want to show up next semester. I think we already had the last one, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. But, just kind of grew up playing it, never lost it, played it all the way through high school. So that does it.
Whoa.
Board way gone, and that's going to do it for this episode of Nerd Alert. Thank you for tuning in, not only to this one, but to Nerd Alerts throughout the entire semester. Thank you to Joey Shirillo and Deanna Hernandez, the 2 producers. For today's episode, they'll produce the entire school year next year. We'll be back in September, but until then, thank you for tuning in to Nerd Alert.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.